Well, hello there. You know, people often ask me, they say, Jeff, you do so much work on your videos, you publish so often, and on top of that, you've got a family and a full-time job. How do you do it? I've got a secret, and I'm going to share it with you. You see, I get up every morning at 4 a.m. and work for about 4 hours on my videos before I have to leave for work. And the thing is, I couldn't do that without energy, and I get that energy from my 8 o'clock coffee. Yes, I've been drinking 8 o'clock coffee every morning for about the last 30 years. I love it, and my day wouldn't be complete without it. Now, for the record, this show is not sponsored by the good folks at the 8 o'clock Coffee Company of Montvale, New Jersey, but it could be. I will gladly mention their wonderful, high-quality, 100% Arabian coffee at the start of every show, and it wouldn't cost them that much. All they have to do is send me a bag or two of this wonderful, original, whole bean, sweet and fruity, well-balanced coffee, and we're good to go. Hey, I'm just throwing it out there, and hey, don't look at me that way. Look, I get no financial reward for my YouTube channel, so the least I can do is get some free coffee, right? Anyway, on with the show. So this morning I'm going to talk about the film The Atomic Brain, or at least that's the title they used when it was shown on Mystery Science Theater 3000. It was originally released in 1963 under the title Monstrosity. But before I get into that, I want to talk about Joy Lansing.
Joy Lansing. She was a very good actor with an incredible body and a uniquely adorable face. Right away, I found that research was going to be difficult. She was born Joy Ray Brown and apparently, at different times, went under one of her father's surnames. I guess she had at least two. Even when she was an actor, originally she spelled her name Joy, but later changed it to Joi. Anyway, from what I've been reading, the actual year of her birth is still in question. Sadly, Joy had a short life, dying at 33 of breast cancer. So for now, the best I could do is a musical tribute that I will publish tomorrow. So Monstrosity. Here's the thing. Until recently, I only saw this on Mystery Science Theater 3000, and I always assumed it was a foreign film badly dubbed. While most of it is badly dubbed, it's definitely an American film. I was thinking about making it my next head scratch video, and I'm fairly certain there's a great story here, but I can't find it. If you don't know, this is the story of a doctor who is working for this elderly, unpleasant rich lady. He has a laboratory in her home. They invite a bunch of attractive young women to the house with the idea of hiring them as housekeepers. But what they really want is to transfer the old lady's brain into one of the young women. You know, to make her young again. And of course, there are a lot of failures. There's a man with a dog's brain, a zombie-ish woman walking around, and things like that. And to be honest, it's not a very good movie. It was written by Jack Pollocksfin. Jack lived from 1908 to 2003. He wrote films like The Man from Planet X, Captive Women, Problem Girls, The Neanderthal Man, and The Daughter of Dr. Jekyll. For this film, he was also the producer. So he hired Joseph V. Maskelly to direct. Maskelly lived from 1917 to 1981, and he was really a cinematographer. This would be his first time directing, and his last. And when I say he was a cinematographer, he has only 6 films listed on his IMDb, and 3 of those are Ray Dennis Steckler films, including The Incredibly Strange Creatures Who Stopped Living and Became Mixed Up Zombies. He's more famous for the book he wrote, The 5 C's of Cinematography. Now, I've seen those Steckler films, and I have to ask myself, would I want to learn cinematography from the guy who shot The Incredible Strange Creatures Who Stopped Living and Became Mixed Up Zombies? I wonder. So filming of this flick began in 1956 or 1957 under the name The Brain Snatchers. But there was already a Boris Karloff film in theaters at the time called The Brain Snatchers. But I believe that was the 1936 film The Man Who Changed His Mind, re-released under a new title. But it doesn't matter because this film wouldn't be released till 1964. The film stars Marjorie Eaton as the old woman Hetty March.
Have you disconnected the phone? Can't I depend on you for anything?
Marjorie lived from 1901 to 1986 and had a fairly long acting career on stage, screen, and TV. According to her wiki page, she was the original Emperor Palpatine, under a lot of makeup, in the original Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. I would guess that she's been replaced in more recent cuts of the film. Dr. Otto Frank is played by Frank Gerstle.
Your viewpoint is that narrow, ignorant one, held by the medical society today, which forces me to work in a place like this, to give in to the whims of a foolish old woman.
Frank lived from 1915 to 1970 and was a character actor who also had a long career. He was usually uncredited in the films he appeared in, but did a crapload of TV work. Some of the classic B films he appeared in were The Neanderthal Man from '53, The Wasp Woman from '59, and Hell on Wheels from '67. That's about it for the actors. The rest, as far as I can tell, were all amateurs who never went on to anything else. Now apparently this film had a lot of problems. Alex Finn said that everything went wrong while making it. I read that at some point he fired the director and took over directing duties himself, but I couldn't verify that. He did say in an interview with Tom Weaver, "It was the only picture I ever tried to make without a first-rate professional crew. That was a lesson to me. Monstrosity, the name describes it." And I'll add that Monstrosity was the last film that appears on his IMDb page. And I read on Wikipedia that after its release, Bob from Variety said this of the film: "Monstrosity proves its name is no misnomer, and that it is a poorly acted, poorly directed, and poorly written attempt to shock. In his opinion, it is difficult to distinguish the zombies from the other actors," and he points out that Nina, Bree, and Anita lose their foreign accents halfway through the film. The film was completed in '63 or '64, and I'm wondering if that's why the narration by Bradford Dillman was added, to bridge the scenes that weren't filmed.
Money hoarded through a long, greedy lifetime, each day more money, each day death getting closer. Ah, but to start life again in a brand new body, beautiful and young, no price can be too high for that.
The film looks dubbed to me, but sometimes not.
This specimen is excellent.
And the police are looking for the body statue.
By the local cemetery, Doctor. Are you trying to blaze a trail to our door?
The final test was essential for your protection.
If we could get the car. That's it. Victor. Victor. He likes me, I guess.
If some of the dialogue is original and some was dubbed later, that might explain why some of the accents disappear, but I'm not really sure. So you can see that there's a story here, and I would bet an interesting one. I mean, was all the footage shot in 1958 and the narration added later to make it work? Or was more footage shot later? I don't know. Hopefully one day I'll come across an interview or two and I'll be able to do a proper episode on the making of this film.
Now, can I say anything good about this film? Yes, I can. It's only 64 minutes long. Though I'm telling you, that 64 minutes seems a lot longer when you're watching it. And I thought the part where the girl gets the brain of a cat was sort of humorous.
Well, I see you still resent the way Mrs. Marsh treats you. I can't say that I blame you.
I mean, it's not meant to be humorous, but it's sort of like, really? Somebody wrote and filmed that and put it in a movie? Anyway, thanks for joining me. I'm going to post my Joy Lansing video music tribute video tomorrow. And next Sunday, I should have my Rondo Hatton biography ready. And in the future, I'm planning on 2 more. My next head scratch video will be The Slime People, which was a 1963 horror film. And my next biography is going to be about the female actor Marion Marsh, who lived from 1913 to 2006. If you know any information about either of us two, I would appreciate it. Take care, so long, see you next Saturday.